Next thing we're going to cover is penetration. I've always maintained that penetration is the most important part of your takedown. It's the step that allows you to get to your opponent. There's a couple different ways you can penetrate. The first one we're going to cover is your drop step. With your drop step, if you're going from a square stance position, what you're going to be doing is dropping 1 foot back, 6 to 8 inches, and you're going to be pushing off of that foot. This is your power foot. You're going to drop that foot back 6 to 8 inches. The opposite foot is the one that you're going to penetrate with. This is the leg that I'm going to step out with. As I step out, I'm going to step as deep as I can. As we mentioned before, the key thing on this penetration step is to maintain this knee to shoulder concept. Maintain your knee to shoulder concept. Once you get to this point, it's important to drive your knee to the mat. Most of the techniques that you use as far as leg attacks are concerned, you're going to find that this knee will end up driving to the mat. Now, if you're just working on basic penetration by yourself, what you want to do is get in the habit of bringing this trail leg through as you penetrate to the knee. Now you're right back in your stance position. Okay, again, from here, what we're doing is dropping the foot back 6 to 8 inches. What you want to try to do is push off on the inside of your foot, right here at the ball of your foot. Once you push off, you're going to step out with the opposite leg. As you start to step out, you want to maintain this knee to shoulder concept and try to make contact with your shoulders as you hit into the opposition. Again, once you reach this point, you want to concentrate on driving the knee to the mat. You want to drive this knee to the mat before your trail leg comes up. If you start to come up with the trail leg first, you're going to find yourself off balance. If you're shooting in on your opponent and bringing this trail leg up first, you're going to be in a position so that he can hip into you and knock you over backwards. So, as we start to penetrate, you're going to step the foot back, push off, step out. Drive that knee to the mat. Then you're going to follow through with your trail leg, then you're right back into your stance position. As you're penetrating across the mat or into your opponent, you want to maintain good positioning with your body parts. That means, again, keeping your arms in close to your body. Here, here, and here. Right back up into your stance position. That's your basic drop step. And it's a good idea to practice that up and down your wrestling room on a daily basis. You have to train those muscles to do that action. You're going to find that on most of the takedowns that you shoot, as far as leg attacks are concerned, you're going to be penetrating one basic way. And that penetration step has to be good. The second type of penetration step we're going to cover is just a basic step in. When you step in on the opposition, all you're doing here is just pushing off. You're going to turn the foot to the side slightly, push off, and go through the same type action. Step out, knee to shoulder concept, drive your knee to the mat, come right back to your feet. If you're working on this in the practice room, as I mentioned before, it's something that you want to do up and down your wrestling room. I'll just do a couple towards the camera. So from here you start. If you're going to use a drop step, here, and back to your feet. Go straight through your motion, and you want to make sure that you drive your knee to the mat. Again, here, drive the knee to the mat, come back to your feet. If you're working on penetration with a partner, come on out, Rick. The key thing about penetration is where you step as you move into it, and also where your head goes, because that's going to allow you to finish your takedown. So if I work on my penetration step on most of your takedowns, you're going to find that you have to step at least to where he's standing at. So if I want to hit a double leg tackle, I want to step at least to here. Because as I start to move into him, Rick is going to start to sprawl. He's going to start to get his legs back. Again, I have my knee to shoulder concept in place. I'm in a position so that I can control his center of gravity, which is his hips. and complete your takedown. As I mentioned before, once you drive this knee to the mat, that trail leg should start to come up. Again, this puts me in a better position to finish my takedown. Another thing we want to take a look at as you're penetrating is the timing and coordination of your setup along with your penetration step. That's something that wrestlers really need to focus in on. I'll give you for instance. If I'm just going to do a basic double post on Rich, I'm going to have him tie me up here. If I post, I'm going to post and step at the same time. Many times as wrestlers do their setup, they get in the habit of posting, raising the hand, and then stepping. Speed becomes a very important factor when you're shooting for takedowns. So here's what we want to try to do. Rich reaches out, I'm going to post above his elbows, and as I post, I'm going to start to take my step. This way. If anything, my body goes lower, not higher as I post. Contact with the shoulders. Knee to shoulder concept. This knee to shoulder concept allows me to keep my hips and body in a working position. By working position, what I mean is that my hips are under my body and it allows me to use them to help lift them off the mat. If you're drilling basic penetration, here's some good ways that you can work your drills. Okay? I'm just going to work a basic post takedown into a single leg tackle. What you do is you work and you focus in a lot on your setup and your timing. For instance, if I'm going to post one arm and go into a single leg tackle, you work on the post and the step. This way. Now, into your single leg tackle. If you're working, say, on a basic fireman's carry, okay, you got your inside control. Boom, shoulder tap, step, and into your fireman's carry. No. So you want to work on your coordination of the setup along with your step. In most cases, you're going to find that you have to step right along with your setup. That's where you're going to pick up most of your speed.